Welcome everyone to another episode of Victoria Shoots the Breeze, just back to back. Earlier I had Vance Michelle with me. Now I have Danielle Grinnell.
It's definitely Daniel, but that's cool. Danielle is a girl's name and spelled
Daniel
differently.
Grinnell.
What? Nope. Getting there.
Danielle.
Nope.
Danielle.
There you go. There's that part.
Can you say it? Can you say
Daniel Grinnell.
Well, it looks like it rhymes on paper,
Does it? Does it?
So, anyways, we met on the workshop, and hello, Flows. Someone said hi. We met on the workshop, Scott Porteous's workshop, and we've been friends, I think.
Yes, I've been pretending to be your friend just so I can have this opportunity to get on your podcast.
making fun of like my alcohol bottle.
Listen,
and, the way I lead my life.
It's not so much your alcohol bottle; it's your severe alcoholism that you're trying to hide. Is what we're making fun of.
I don't have what everyone keeps saying. I have severe alcoholism.
Maybe if everybody's saying it, there might be something to it.
This is water. This is water.
That's vodka.
No,
I like how you tried to give me the least amount of stuff to look at this time.
Well,
other than your masking tape chair and random men that are just going in and out of your place right now.
That's yeah. Well, what's the problem with that?
Nothing. Free spirit. The more the merrier. You could do like a Mexican school bus, whatever.
What's a Mexican school bus?
Oh, that's 1 in the front and 5 in the back.
What I'm in the middle?
Well, yeah, because like one goes in the front, and then they'll come in like the fleet of starships into your butt. I had a chick that told me that because that's the line she would use when she was at the bar and somebody would be like hitting on her, and she's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I do 6 at a time," and he's just like, "What?" And she's like, "Dead serious."
Oh, that's a great line. I love that.
I don't know why the guy got worried. I was like, "Oh, dude, I'd find 5 more people. That'd be fucking crazy."
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You catch one once in a while. That's like, oh yeah, that's amazing. Just follows you around.
Oh.
But yeah. So where are you located right now?
Port Huron, Michigan. It's just north of Detroit. About like 30 minutes, 40 minutes north of Detroit. I'm in my
like a lovely place.
Home studio, which is fun.
I actually don't know that much about you.
Well, ask away, Killer B.
I'm realizing now that I should have done some research. I was like, I know Danielle. Like, I don't need to
pronounce his name correctly at all.
I'm gonna call you Dan. Perfect.
Perfect. There we go. That works better than Danielle, which is my wife's name. So.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm a narcissist.
Oh, wow. Does she have the same face in you as well?
No, she's much prettier, luckily for me.
Good.
She got the short end of that deal.
Good. Well, I feel like that's the comfortable spot, right?
Like when we first started out, like I think I was the more attractive one, but like as time's gone by and the weights came on, I've definitely dropped to be the beta.
Right. Danielle is feeding you.
Yeah,
it's amazing. That's the way to do it. You get like a really hot boyfriend and you just give him a bunch of pasta so he sticks around.
Then you become a disgusting human being like me. That's what happens. Like, I used to have abs. I used to have chiseled abs.
Nice.
And like muscles everywhere. And now I don't at all.
They're still there. They're just under
No, she's a fucking saboteur. Let me tell you. Like, I went on like a really good diet and I was dropping weight like crazy and hitting the gym. And then you were starting to see like the gut go down to the point where my abs were starting to come back through. What does she do? She buys like double stuffed Oreos and fucking chocolate Pop-Tarts and fucking ice cream, all the shit I don't buy anymore because I was trying to be healthy. Every time I'm going strong on losing weight, this bitch fucking fills our house with every junk food I love because she knows I have no control. If it's in the house, I'm going to eat the whole sleeve of Oreos every time I sit down.
Yeah.
And now I'm back to being fat. Like, cunt.
Yeah, your wife is a bitch.
Yeah, evil genius for sure.
Mm. Um, so you've been traveling a lot to do 5 minute spots. He was telling
Yeah,
me like before we went live that you traveled like 5 hours to do a five
yeah.
minute spot at a comedy show, which is pretty sad.
It
Um,
is and isn't. I mean, it's better than like quitting comedy. So I mean, you know more
wait,
about that.
you don't.
Um,
I'm not quitting comedy.
oh, taking a break.
I might take a break of certain of my functions. All
There you
right,
go.
I'm not quitting comedy.
But no, like I've done more. I've driven like it was just recently because the two comedy clubs I did Riddles in Chicago and then the Funny Stop in Cuyahoga Falls, which is like just south of Cleveland. Um, that those are the only two clubs that like were open anywhere near us. We still are like under COVID restrictions for theaters, which our comedy clubs fall under here,
Hmm.
which is ridiculous because you can do comedy in bars, but you can't go to a comedy club to do comedy. So it's been a nightmare, but I think that gets lifted in another week. So hopefully I won't have to drive as far um, in
Yeah.
the next few weeks as regularly. Like I'm still gonna do it. Like it's good to branch out, like networking, especially as early as a lot of us are. Like I think the earlier you can network, and at least if you're even somewhat funny, and you can network earlier, it really is gonna help because now like I know people all over the place, and it's luckily my better shows have been out of town for the most part. Like I'm probably batting like 600 out of town.
That's good. Well, because you're going to comedy clubs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing bar shows too when I travel out, like the Cleveland a couple times. Did a really fun place called Fast Times Pub. That was a lot of fun. Me and Bilal hit that up, but that was cool because the guy like knew we were from out of town, so he gave us both 15 minutes. So it was like sweet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's like a bunch of I run an open mic here, and there's like a bunch of really talented comedians that are coming to our open mic, and I
Mhm.
don't even. It's because it's the pandemic, right? Like we
Yeah.
lucked out. I feel bad for them because like they're JFL level, like
Mhm.
and they're just doing a 5 minute spot for no
Yeah.
money,
Yeah.
you know, in
Fuck
front
'em.
of if in front of three people.
Yeah, I mean it's the same here. You're seeing like because it's crazy here because there's a lot of comics that have left Detroit to go to LA that are really successful, but because of the quarantine shutdown and the wildfires, they're coming back to
What?
Detroit
What
to.
wildfires?
Oh
Where?
yeah, the whole West Coast is on fire in the United States. I'm not even
Right now?
joking. Yeah,
Right
it's been
now?
going on for like a month.
Oh yeah, I thought that was last month. Like I thought it was
No, no, it doesn't
over.
stop like that. No, it's still
Oh.
going.
Oh,
Like
it's just like a
LA's red.
different.
LA is literally red and filled with smoke.
Gross. Oh
Yeah,
no, I have a friend that's moving there like now.
wouldn't do it right now.
Well,
Um,
maybe there's a lot of cheap apartments.
on fire, as long as you don't mind a fire apartment. These deals are hot. But yeah, so they've been coming back to Detroit though. So these are like legitimate like comedians, like veteran comics that are doing well into LA that just came back until this shit blows over. So you've been seeing like a lot of like high end talent at a lot of our open mics, which is cool.
Yeah.
Being like a younger comic and being able to like talk and interact and get a bunch of tips and like stuff like that from them regularly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I feel too. Like I just get like so starstruck and like I get feedback, which I love.
Mm.
I love feedback. I don't know if you get that, but like if I talk to my non-comedian friends and I'm like, oh, they're like, how did your night go or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I bombed. That was so horrible. Like that was pathetic. They're like, oh no, you're good though. Like don't talk about yourself like that. And I'm just like, I'm being realistic.
Right.
Like comedians, they'll be like, oh yeah, you sucked ass. But then non-comedians, they don't accept any negative sort of talk about your.
I
don't
wish I
know.
had the same. They laugh their ass off when they hear I did bad here. So, like, dude, I don't know, man. It didn't go that well. Like, you fucking suck. You quit your job for this? Oh, you fucking idiot! Like thanks, man. I'm gonna go kill myself now.
Are your friends Bill Burr?
They basically love Bill Burr, and yeah, they're fucking mean people.
Ugh, I love
No,
it.
like last night. Okay, like I did a funeral benefit show because there's
Excuse
nothing.
me?
Yeah, it was a
You did a
fundraiser.
funeral?
It was a benefit. It was to raise money for the family that was left behind. Yeah, because there's nothing that says I'm gonna have a great time and laugh like a funeral setting. So that was fun. So after I do my set, and I had no fun doing this set, I was just like, ugh.
Where'd you
like,
find these gigs?
it's a skill. And I would have rather did an actual funeral, like just the funeral than that. But like I don't know, like it was not going fun. Like it was like a little like they were laughing at weird stuff, and then like I got them back at the end and got some really big laughs at the end. But it was just like, ugh, I had no fun on stage. I was having no fun on stage.
Yeah.
And then I get off stage, and my friend comes up and hands me his card. He's like, "Oh, hey, I got my podcast going, and there's some of my YouTube clips. Maybe you could learn how to do comedy if you check this out." And I was just like, "You son of a bitch!" It was so mean, but it was fucking great.
Was he trying to be helpful, or
no,
was he like,
not at all. He was just trying to hurt my feelings.
Oh wow, what an asshole!
It was so great though. It's like, you motherfucker.
What a piece of shit.
Well, because like he was just like earlier, they had like I was on the actual showcase and he was on the pre-show, but he's been doing comedy significantly longer than me, and he's a far better comedian than I am.
Yeah.
And then I was on the showcase with a guy who like as a special out, you know what I mean? I was like, hey man, I just want you to know all those years of comedy you've been putting in and skills, we're doing the same amount of time on the same show for the same pay. I just want you to realize that. So I like it. Like the group I'm falling in with, like it's just they're hostile. It's very nice.
You like the hostility.
Yeah, I think that's what's missing from today's comedy is everybody's trying to be nice all the time, and like that's not what comedy is. Like it's not.
I want to be nice all the time. I just want everyone to get along.
No, I want everybody
nice to each other
to shit on each other every chance you get, because that makes you a better comic.
Does it? Or
definitely.
Is it just because of the depression? Is that what makes you a better?
No, it's just I don't know. There used to be a thing called the Round Table in New York. I think it was at the Cellar. So these are like, it's like the the 90s and early 2000s. Whenever you were booked at this place, you had to go sit at this round table. The owner made you do it if you were performing. If you didn't sit there, you're not performing. And we're talking about guys like Bill Burr, Nick DiPaolo, Patrice O'Neal, Jim Norton, Colin Quinn, like all like the heavy hitters, Joe Rogan, all the heavy hitters that came out of the East Coast from that time frame. You would have, if you were performing there, you had to sit at the table. And it was nothing but a bash fest. Like all they were doing was just ripping you apart, ripping your set apart, like destroying you as a human being. But it was all done like, you know, in the spirit of comedy. Like there's no like, it's not out of hatred. But it's like it made you a better comic because you had to show up prepared. Like you had to show up ready to fight. Like every time you got there, just before you even got on stage, you're fucking dealing with hecklers technically.
Yeah. Wow.
And I don't know. I'm trying to build a podcast right now based on that theme called The Round Table, where I'm just going to have like 5 or 6 comics come on, and we're just going to sit around and talk and just rip each other to shreds. I can't wait.
I would listen to that. I don't know if I would be on that, but I would listen to it.
Well, it's like, and then you hear the stuff they do to each other when they were on stage. Like Patrice was the king of this shit. Like Kevin Hart was performing, all right? Kevin Hart's performing. Patrice didn't like his material and threw a phone book at him while he was on stage and just said, look somebody up in there. They probably can come up with the same premise, you fucking hack. And like that, in the middle of his set, this happened to him. He just gets pegged with the phone book. Heckled by the king of trash talk.
Wow.
Like, that's comedy.
I know that you wanted to do a dead mic. Is that a dead comic mic? And like, I've been thinking about doing one too, but I might be taking a hiatus. So
Yeah, because you're quitting comedy.
I'm not quitting comedy. Stop saying that. Okay? I'm not quitting comedy. But yeah, like, can you talk a bit more about the concept of
Yeah, I don't think I'm the first one to do it, but like I've wanted to. I really because I think it's weird because when you hear about like you see music, there's like cover bands. You know what I mean? Like they're playing like Led Zeppelin, even though they're not Led Zeppelin, and they have like they make money off doing so. But you can't do that with comedy because comedy is such a personal experience. But I really wanted to do like a Halloween themed party where everybody that's performing has to dress up like their favorite comic and then do one of their bits, like one of their sets.
But is it like only because like I was thinking about it, and it's like dead comics because you're making their set, you're giving them life again to their set, and you're like sharing it with the public. But then like if you just do any comedians, then people are gonna like pick like whoever like Jimmy Carr and stuff, and like maybe
Yeah, big Jimmy Carr fan, Victoria.
no, maybe the
That was such a weird comic to name. Like everybody's gonna be Jimmy Carr. Like what?
well because as
You could have said Dave Chappelle. You could have said Kevin Hart. You could have said any heavy hitter. You're like Jimmy Carr, everybody. He's the pinnacle of comedy.
it's just because I heard his name like so much lately. Like people are like, oh, like I want to do Jimmy Carr humor. I want to do one-liners like Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr's awesome. Like
He's not even the best at one-liners.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Thank you. And I think he's amazing. He's really good, but
He's good at dealing with hecklers, but at the same time, I've
Yeah.
seen better at hecklers too.
yeah. What if you ever meet him, Daniel? What are you gonna say?
If I ever meet Jimmy Carr, I'm gonna ask him how his taxes went last year because look him up.
What? What happened?
He mentions in one of his specials, like he got in like a bunch of trouble for finance, I believe. That's the British comic, right?
Oh, Jimmy. Yeah. With the teeth and he laughs like ha ha. He does that thing there. That weird. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he had a tax scheme. That's what it was. It was a tax evasion scheme over in fucking England. He got in trouble for.
Why? He's so rich. Why would you?
Why do you think he's so rich? He doesn't pay taxes.
No, I. Otherwise, he would be poor. So yeah, no, I don't mean that everyone would be Jimmy Carr. I'm just saying that people would pick. It would be
I'm
really
picturing
funny.
a party now where everybody's Jimmy Carr.
I kind of want to do a Jimmy Carr mic now. Like, I just want like everyone to show up as Jimmy Carr and just see what happens. It would be so annoying. It would be so irritating. It would be amazing. But yeah, like people would just pick like their god comedian and not like
I mean, there's
like forget Greg Giraldo and Patrice O'Neill and like all that stuff. Like they would never.
I would be picking Patrice O'Neill, like just because he's my favorite comic ever.
Yeah.
The guy is so mean to everybody. It's fantastic.
Are you gonna do blackface?
No, I was just gonna dress up like him. I wanna just walk in and just watch Bilal like with his big eye. The fuck?
It's just like super offensive to Patrice O'Neill. Like it's just the worst.
See, that's the thing though. Is like he would have laughed at that.
Yeah, well, probably. Yes, yeah.
Like if you go into it ironic, maybe, but
Ugh, it's so risky.
like,
Also,
is this not okay? I thought we were moving past this. Equality, everybody.
So, anyways, you would do Patrice O'Neill.
Yeah.
Which is.
I want to do his harassment day bit. I think that would be a fun bit to do.
What is it? I never heard it.
It's harassment day where he thinks like because he died when everything was just starting to get really woke and PC is when he died, and he thought it was ridiculous like how women wanted to be treated like in the workplace and like equals and stuff like that because like we're men and genetically like we're disgusting animals and like we're sexually attracted to women. So he thought like there should be a day every year where like in the office you're allowed to like say whatever you want to the coworkers. So he just like, hey, you want to, I'm gonna go fuck in the broom closet real quick. Like, like no, all right, that's cool. I mean, that's what harassment day is for. Like, hey, when you're going to the bathroom, can you just let me know when you're getting up so I can sniff your chair? Because the way he described it was just like women that dress hot to go to work is like being a salmon and dipping yourself in honey and then working with bears. Like, that's the level of attraction you're doing, and it's just so natural for a bear to just tear into a salmon. So you got to go against your nature at the work.
Holy shit. That
Yeah.
shit would not fly today.
Such a great set. It was such a great bit.
Yeah. But yeah, like that's the thing. Like I'm just like thinking like if I do this, then it would just be like dead comics. Like not.
Yeah.
I don't think
that
I
is
want
a
to mix
thing.
it. I don't think I want to mix it with live comics.
Because Bilal, I didn't realize it, but Bilal had did one, and he dressed up as Sam Kinison, and it's the funniest fucking picture I've ever seen in my life.
Who's Sam Kinnis?
Oh boy,
Sam
Kinison.
How do you spell it?
Kinison.
Oh, there. Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, extremely
and
famous
Bilal
comedian.
did that.
Yeah.
I love Bilal. He's amazing.
Yeah, it's hilarious picture. So you didn't know who Sam Kinison was. You think everybody wants to be Jimmy Carr, and you didn't know who Martin Lawrence was before you stole his material. So
I didn't steal his material. I didn't steal his material. What the? Why did I invite you here? Why
and
are
you're
you here?
raging alcoholic.
Why are you here? Jesus Christ, man.
Oh. No, I this is a surprise for you. He was back home visiting his dad, and he's here all the way from Vietnam. Jeremy Wagner, everybody. No, I'm just kidding. That shit would have been hilarious, though. Jeremy
that would have been awesome.
I wouldn't tell Jeremy where I live. No fucking.
Why not?
Jeremy's got wooden teeth. It's sketchy.
He's got wooden teeth?
They look wooden.
I think he just smokes a lot. And
yeah, it's definitely it. He's in Vietnam. But yeah, it'd be fun. There's a couple other things I wanted to do. Like I'm working with another comic on trying to get our own room set up because of that. Like I want to do an after the mic where it's just everybody gets 3 minutes that wants to do it, and then you go up there and you make fun of the sets you heard at the mic. So basically, you'd just be roasting other comics at like after the open mic's over.
Yeah.
I want to do hack court, which is when if you like somebody does a bit and you think it's hacky, you call them out, and then they got to perform that bit in front of like you in like a panel, and you get to rip it apart while they try to defend it.
You have something. You have a chip on your shoulder, I think, against people.
What? I love
that you think are not good enough. Because all your ideas are about like putting people to justice for their crimes against comedy.
Hey, again, I'm very anti-woke. I'm very anti-PC, and there's like
you're anti-hacky also, and unoriginal.
Exactly. Well, and it's just like I think that's like I get jealous when I hear the stories on podcasts of like all the the top comedians talking about when they were coming up, the rooms they were doing and how those rooms were conducted, where you could literally just say anything. Yeah. And they like broke down the walls and barriers to get to that point where they could say anything they wanted on stage. And now we've just like reversed the ship, and you can get in trouble for even the slightest thing sometimes.
I guess.
Oh, what you got? What, you got a rebuttal, girl? Lay it out there.
No, it's just there's a lot of drama in Montreal right now, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It sucks, and like it's just a bunch of like PC, non-PC crowd, and I think everybody's wrong, for the record.
That's not a thing.
I think you're all idiots. So,
how
if anyone's
all right,
listening,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
So if you think everybody's wrong, like, give me an example of how anti-woke people are wrong.
because they get offended at people being offended of their material. And I think if you're doing offensive material for the sake of being offensive and people are going to
Mm.
be offended, why are you offended at that? It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh,
Like, let's say if you go on stage and you're just like doing okay, let's say Anthony Jeselnik was complaining that people are offended by his material. You'd be like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're offensive. That's your whole, like, you're an offensive comic.
okay. All right. Now I get what you're saying, and you're right. That would be weird if you don't understand why you like some people get offended. But it's the part where you're gonna not be allowed to go back on stage because of what you said on stage is the issue.
Yeah, no, for sure. But
Like
at the same
you shouldn't be a
time,
bitch and whine when people don't like your material because they find it offensive because it's like, all right, it's offensive material, and you should laugh
yeah,
at it.
yeah,
But at the same time, when those people are the ones that are controlling the stage time,
yeah. No,
and
for
now you
sure.
can't perform because of that, it's like that's what fucking comedy's supposed to be. I'm supposed
Yeah,
to be able to get up there and say whatever the fuck I want.
yeah. No, for sure. Like I also understand that like that's I think that that breaks down like there's no more conversation when people
Right.
ban each other, which sucks. But at the same time, like if you're gonna just go like like I don't think that Anthony Jeselnik would be surprised to get banned from a like safe space, right?
Could you imagine if somebody that low on the totem pole banned Anthony Jeselnik?
No, but even then, why would
Like
you
it's
get
like
offended? Like,
that's what I'm saying. The guy's a creative genius, and even if you don't like you
yeah,
find him too offensive, if you can't realize like what he's contributing to the art of stand up, you
yeah,
shouldn't be in comedy.
yeah.
You don't know comedy then. You don't understand comedy then. You don't get the concept. Like
I
comedy
mean,
is the doorway to be able to say the things we're not supposed to talk about in society.
yeah,
That's what stand-up's always been about, saying the
yeah,
things that you can't say. And now there's people telling you can't even talk about it up there. And you're not even the people I'm talking about that are getting pissed off because
yeah,
it's like when you tell a black joke in a white room and they all pull back. But if you go to a
yeah,
black room and tell that same joke and it fucking kills,
yeah. It's the white guilt. It's the white guilt. Yeah.
it's stuff like that. And here's
No,
the thing too. It like if you go up there and be offensive just for the sake of being offensive and the joke sucks, you should be getting harassed because the joke sucked, not because of the base material. Like the more offensive the material, the better the joke needs to be. But you can't sit there and not let somebody try the joke. Like how do you know?
yeah,
You don't know if it's going to be
yeah.
good until you try it.
That's true. But I do think there's certain rooms for certain things.
Yeah, there's
Like my
shitty
room,
rooms.
my room, you could do anything you
Mm.
like. I don't. I'm not gonna stop anyone, but there's certain rooms where like they don't. I don't know. You're in the fucking gay village. Like, why are you doing a bunch of homophobic jokes? Like, go somewhere else. You know.
Divine homophobic jokes because I like is he just telling gay jokes and they're like, oh, you're
This is a
homophobic?
this is an example I pulled out of thin air. Like, it didn't
Okay,
happen. I'm trying to steer clear of stuff that happens. You know.
I got you. Well, no, because it's just like I've got a wide spectrum of friends, and
Yeah.
so I'm gonna have jokes about a lot of different people, and some of it might
Yeah.
get really specific.
Yeah.
But if you can't tell these jokes in front of the group they're about, you shouldn't be telling them anyways. So
That's a hundred
So
percent true.
why am I going to go into a gay room and tell a bunch of homophobia jokes? Because I need to know if it's funny to the gay community.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I shouldn't be
That's
banned
true.
for that. Should be like, yeah, the
No,
joke
for sure.
sucked. It needs to be a better
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah. There was like I don't know if you saw, but on the workshop I had someone not long ago. She's in Vancouver and she does the Anthony Jeselnik like one-liners that are like very shocking, and she just got banned from everywhere in Vancouver. She can't perform anywhere
For
anymore.
what you did on the workshop?
No, for what she does on stage.
Oh,
The workshop doesn't have
I was like,
doesn't
wow,
have
it's taking off, man.
it's like 500 people viewing her shit every night. But
Yeah.
like, so like she's Jewish and she does like Jewish jokes, and people are like, "Oh, you're a Nazi, you're anti-Semitic.
Oh,
You
is
can't
Vancouver
come
like a
to."
woke town or something?
I think that's where the social justice warriors actually came from. It's
Mm.
from BC. So I would imagine it's very woke. But then I spoke to Vance just before talking to you on the podcast, and he said it was fine. So I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah. Anyways, let's move on from this very sad topic. How's the US? No. That's no.
Oh.
No.
It's on fire. There's an election coming up.
It's like literally on fire, and
Yeah.
you know.
Whatever parts aren't on fire right now, whichever way this election goes, the other parts will be lit on fire after the election. Like,
Pretty much. The red states are gonna be red, or the blue states are gonna be red.
Yeah, it's
fire.
It's I'm actually, this was the first time in my life I'm actually nervous about a presidential election.
Come to Canada. Come on.
Oh, Fallon.
Come on over, man. Come on. It's way better here.
No, it sucks though, because I'm trying to convince my wife to get a gun. I'm just like, because I honestly, I read a lot of history, and there's a lot of patterns right now that say like the U.S. is on the verge for another civil war, and who knows how this one's gonna go, and chaos is gonna reign supreme, and regardless of who wins this election, there's gonna be rioting.
Yeah.
There was a really controversial court decision in a police brutality case that just came out last week with Breonna Taylor. So Louisville's on fire. They have pretty much martial. Like my buddy just did a show down there, and it's like they have curfew at 9:00. It's so bad right now. So
well, now there's like the public. I don't know. The news that we get in Canada is that like there's people on the side of the cops just shooting at
there was
so this is starting to look very civil war-y in that sense, where like the cops are really picking a side and like people are like helping them. It's like
it's really divided. There was a kid that went all the way to Chicago and shot 2 protesters. Like he's defending the police in his eyes, and it was just like, yeah, but you just drove across state lines with a fucking assault rifle. Like you went looking for trouble at the same time.
Also committed murder.
So. Like regardless, like there's like the argument that he was attacked first, and there's a lot of videos that might be able to support that, but then there's people like he shot people before the fucking people started attack. You can't get any straight answers out of anybody either. That's the other issue, is our news in the US is so convoluted with bullshit.
That's like someone was, I don't know if I saw in the documentary or something, but it's like they were saying that this is the fight that the United States lost was the fight with fake news. And that's why everything is happening right now, is because you lost the fight to fake news.
Well, they put politics into the news. Like politicians own news networks. You're going to fucking have this type of shit. Like.
So you don't know what's real anymore. So like, is COVID real? Is the...
Well, that's the thing like, too. All this crazy shit's going on, and we're still in the middle of a fucking pandemic. Like,
come to Canada. Come on to Canada. I feel like we're gonna get some U.S. refugees at some point.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the '60s all over again, and you have all the draft dodgers moving north.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's makes me nervous. Like really nervous right now.
Yeah. That's okay. You're going to be fine. Just get a dog, get a pit bull or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I got these hands. But they can't catch bullets.
Get a dog.
Oh.
Those hands look like nothing.
Wow.
They look like nothing. Sorry.
Wow. I sleep with a machete next to my bed. Because my wife can't fight and she won't buy a gun. So I was like, well, here, sleep with this giant blade next to your bed. And I live in a good neighborhood. It's not even like I live in a neighborhood where that should be an issue.
Yeah.
But
it makes you feel safer. I mean, I get it. I have a door in my apartment that won't lock. So.
Yeah. Is it your front door?
It's my back door.
Oh, your back door's unlocked.
Just anyone can just get in.
Oh, you French girls.
I don't know. It's just worrisome.
Man, that vodka's going down nice, huh?
It's water.
Water. It's water.
Look, I'll put it in my plants.
Oh, wow. You got alcoholic plants.
No, they drink water.
Let's drink. Let's drink the vodka.
This some Russian roses or something?
Yeah, the Russian roses. They'd be very good. The fight off the wolves that killed my last wife.
All right. Well, we've come to the end of the podcast.
That's right. These are short ones. Cool.
It's not because of your Russian accent. It's just because it's been.
Yeah, for sure.
So thank you for coming. Do you have any projects or podcasts or anything?
Yeah, I got another podcast about everything. You can catch that. I'm a Daniel Grinnell comedy on Instagram. All the good stuff. That's about it. There's going to be a bunch of new pods coming out here soon because I'm collaborating with a lot of local comics here at the moment. Nice. So we've got some stuff in the works. Should be fun.
And
Toodles.
This afternoon, I'm going to be doing the Dirty Four podcast, I think at 2:30, with Claudio Capri, Joey LaFlamme, and Peter Bowen. So if anyone's listening to this, you should also listen to the Dirty Four podcast, which is going to be disgusting. All right. What? What? I feel judgment.
What? Judgment? It's fine. That was a terrific delivery into your podcast this afternoon.
It is though. What do you want me to say?
It's fantastic. I said nothing negative about it.
We spent 10 minutes on rosebudding last time. I don't understand
What's rosebudding?
It's the end of Citizen Kane is what it is. No, it's when you and then the thing just whoop.
You fist a butthole?
Yes.
Victoria's a freak, everybody.
No.
Wow. She had a whole podcast based on anal fisting.
No.
Jesus Christ, Victoria.
No.
Check out the Dirty Four podcast at 2:30 where we talk about more insertions into buttholes.
No.
We're going to call this rebirthing through the back door, everybody.
It's a visual journey.
2:30.
All right. Have a nice day, everyone.